Hello, Professor. Hello, Professor. This is my final research project for Art 150. The title of my project is The Transition of Greek Art Throughout the Ages. What was the Hellenistic period? In both art and history, the Hellenistic era pertains to the period of Alexander the Great's conquest and the following expansion of Greek civilization throughout the great cities and countries of the Mediterranean, Southern Europe, and the Near East. Helle- Hellenistic art is primarily represented via sculpture, which has been more effectively depicted in precision, physiology, emotion, and motion than the classical forefather sculptures. What is a Hellenist, though? The Hellenists worked hard to promote ancient Greek tradition to the people they invaded and to demonstrate the supremacy of their civilization. Alexander the Great was a great conqueror, and in just 13 short years he amassed the largest empire the entire ancient world had ever seen. This empire covered 3,000 miles, and he did this without the benefit of modern technology and weaponry. In this day, troop movements were primarily on foot and communications were face to face. Many of Alexander's accomplishments were made possible by his father Philip of Macedon. Macedon, which existed roughly where the modern country of Macedonia lies today, was a kingdom located that lay geographically north of the Greek city-states. The Classical Greek Art Period. Classical art period was from 480 to 323 years before Christ. It was created during a golden age from the time Athens rose to prominence to Greek expansion and right up until the death of Alexander the Great. It was during this period that human statues became so heroically proportioned. Of course, they were reflective of Greek humanistic belief in the nobility of man and perhaps also a desire to look a bit like gods. They were also the result of the invention of metal chisels, finally capable of allowing them to work with marble. These are a couple examples of classical Greek art. To the left, you have a bronze youth, as you can see, very defined, but also still smooth in appearance. In the middle, you have an ancient Greek vase. This vase is from 480 to 470 years BC. It shows a black figure, amphora, and it is over 2 feet tall. It served as a prize at the Pantheon Games in Athens and is decorated with a representation of Athena, warrior goddess and patron of Athens. To the left, you see a sculpture of a woman. Once again, we see fairly a good amount of detail, but still very soft in its appearance. What are some examples of Greek classical art? Here we have a picture, or a sculpture, sorry, and it is the marble Kritios boy, and it belongs to the early classical period of ancient Greek sculptures. It is the first statue from classical antiquity known to use contrapposto. Kenneth Clark called it the first beautiful nude in art. The Critios boy is thus named because it is attributed on slender evidence of Critios who worked together with Mnesiotes, sculptors of Harmodius, and their school from around 480 BC. As currently mounted, the statue is considerably smaller than life size at 117 centimeters, 3 foot 10 inches, including the supports that replace the missing feet. Right over here we have um excuse me. We have a sculpture depicting the Laocoon group, and this depicts a father and his sons crushed to death by serpents. This sculpture illustrates the extremity of physical suffering as represented in sculpture. Most likely dating to the 1st century BCE or 1st century CE. This statue is made of 6 blocks of Greek Parian marble. It is over life size at a height of 6'8". The composition depicts the torturous death of Laocoon and his 2 sons by snakes. All three are nude with clearly defined exaggerated musculature. Bands of clenched muscles are visible under the skin of Laocoon's torso as he reaches up to fight off the snakes. The statue, like all ancient Greek and Roman marble sculptures, would have been originally painted. As you can see here, this is a perfect example of the transition from the simple classical period to much more intense imagery and much more defined musculature and detail. A lot of work was done here to study the human body, and you can really see that. And this is also my MVP. It shows Athenod Athenodoros, Andros, and Polydoros of Rhodes. The Greeks had a lot of influence on Roman art, as we can see the sculpture here. Roman art greatly mimics the art style of the late Greeks. They show a great appreciation for the beauty of the human body and all of its unique features. The realistic proportions and sense of movement were copied and improved upon. And here we have my works cited page. And thank you.